day, and tons of mistakes, you know how this goes on the first day, disorganized, getting unloaded everything. And anyway, I got up here, I don't have my screw to put my other camera up on, mounted on the tree here. Walking in a new place, you know, the guy took us on a four-wheel ride, but it's a lot of land, and you just can't scout that much land on a four-wheeler, so you gotta get out on foot, and just out of time on hunt tonight, so we just picked some of the spots he already had set up. So I'm gonna box blind up a tree over this little opening here where there's a saddle, and I put my decoy out. It's really warm tonight. Just gonna give it a go tonight, see if I see anything cross here, and just kind of survey hunt, if you will, but maybe I get lucky. So we'll see. Yeah, so this is the first real morning we've got. And basically, there's another saddle, and there's really no trees you can hunt in this spot. And if you look at that one tree right in the middle, that's about 120 yards away from where the camera's at right now. About 100 yards in front of me, there was actually a baited location there that I didn't realize the first morning there. Set my decoy up in this field, and I'm just literally sitting on my butt on this rock in the middle of these little saplings, and there's a trail on my 5 yards to my left coming down, and there's a trail 5 yards to my right coming down. So here's the second deer I saw this morning. The first one just kind of cut over the edge further, about 200 yards out. I could just see a glimpse of it walking by, but then the spike showed up and was actually spent a lot of time at that baited site just eating and looking up at my decoy. Finished eating and then went over to the scrape that was just to the left of the screen that you can't see here, but started working on a tree there, and then came back and fed a little more, and then finally started to approach my buck. And that's kind of what you see here, but it's kind of funny. Okay, so here's the deal. We all agreed at 10 a.m. we were going to stop hunting for the day, try to put some boots on the ground, scout some places out, and we're texting back and forth with each other. Yeah, that's still the plan. Yeah, that's still the plan. I just turned the Canon Vixia camera off, so all it was running was the GoPro 360. I went to turn that off. I was actually, set my crossbow down, leaned up, and told it to turn off, and I said, GoPro, turn off. And I didn't say it loud enough, so I said it a little louder. GoPro, turn off. And the moment I said that, I'm not kidding you, right to my left, like 5 yards is this 4-point. And I don't have my good camera running, and he walked right by me, heading right for the decoy. And basically I could pick him up was on a 360. So the first buck leaves, and then I turn around, I'm packing my camera up, and I look up the trail on my right, and there's another deer coming. And this isn't just 3 minutes apart. I just finished texting the guys, and I see this thing, I'm like, oh man, and now the GoPro 360's off, they're all off, so I just grabbed my iPhone since I was texting and started recording another 4-point that comes in. So here's what happens there. Alright y'all, it's the coldest morning yet, and I hope we're going to have some good action today. So we got snow for the first 3 hours, and we can see what we do. Okay, after several days here, we just were not seeing any big bucks at all, and we had several cameras running. We're moving around to scrapes, to feeding areas, to major hot spots, and we just were not seeing any big bucks at all. There was 2 8-points that we saw on camera. They weren't big 8-points at all, but that was the biggest deer we saw the whole week. And so we kind of got to the point near the end of the week here, we made the decision, hey, you can only hunt what's on the property. And so we made a decision, if we saw one of the 8-points, we're going to go ahead and take it down. So got that morning in the snow and got in my stand, and I actually moved, and I'm sitting in that white tree that you saw from the beginning when I was sitting on the ground. And I said, if you go 120 yards down, you can see that tree. I was sitting there. So I was over that baited area, and there was a scrape there. And I saw a lot of deer through the week crossing in this area and coming through here. So I thought, hey, I'm going to go ahead and sit there and see what happens. So basically, I mean, it's first light, and there's snow up where I was at on the ground, a lot heavier than what you see in the video right here in front of you. But that deer stepped out. He would have stepped out right in front of where I had my decoy and been 20 yards from me that morning. But if I hunted on my butt that morning on that rock and he stepped out, it probably would have been too dark for me to tell that he was an 8-point. And we had an 8-point minimum on the property, and it would have been too dark to be able to see that. And I would have got the shot. But that night before, 9:30 at night, we changed gears, and I put this lock on up in this tree. And basically, he came out on that snowfield, and I did have a drag line that I ran the day before from this scrape up to that field there by my decoy. And he came out in that field and stood in that snow for a few minutes, put his nose to the ground where I did the drag line, and basically walked right down the path and started feeding underneath me. And I just had to sit there and wait, because at first I couldn't tell if it was an 8-point or not. It was that dark, but it was finally became legal shooting light, and it started to make it out, and then the cameras could start picking it up, and basically finally could see that he was an 8-point. So basically that's kind of what you see here. So 8-point came in right at first light, and I just switched from the ground blind setup, and I'm about 100 yards away up a tree because I was getting tired of sitting on the ground, and it just paid off last night setting this up. About 10 o'clock we set it up and had a fiasco. It started raining, and 4-wheeler battery went dead, and just a nightmare, but we got out okay, and got in here good this morning. And so I'm going to give it a little bit of time. It's cold. It snowed this morning. It's still snowing a little bit right now. So anyway, give it a little bit of time, then we'll go down and get him. Okay, it's been drizzling, raining. There's blood. I don't see the bolt anywhere. Let's see if we can find it. Alright, just found the bolt. This is where he went in the woods right here. So that looks like a good solid hit right there. That's looking nice. I think we'll be able to find this guy. There we go. He went in right here. Crashed over here. Yep, that's good. And on this trail here. Looks like. Oh, I see him. I believe that's him right there. So he did not go far at all. Awesome. Good thing, because there ain't much blood on this path at all. Good night. This way here. Oh, there's all the blood. Keep right, look at that. Jeez. Jeez. All right, here's the one we saw on camera. So definitely not massive, but that's all we got going on here. That's the exit hole right there. Should have went in on the front quarter right over here, exited right there. And yeah, that's pretty good right there. Thank you, Lord. Appreciate that. Good shot, quick, clean kill. Can't ask for more than that. Thank you, Lord. Hey guys, we got her done. Tomorrow's the last day. Today got cold. He wasn't chasing anybody. He just come on down the trail and came to the corn and just fed on it. And it was kind of like one of those things, but he's facing me the whole time. As you can hopefully see in the video, we'll know it was right at daylight. And really, you know, we've been hunting this place and having cameras, moving around, moving to scrapes, moving to different feed areas. And we just haven't seen any big bucks here. And quite honestly, this is about one of the biggest ones we've seen on our cameras for the week of hunting. So kind of made a decision last night that, hey, if we see one of the 8 points walk out, we're going to go ahead and take it. And so he came in right at first light, and he sat there feeding and just staring right towards me the whole time. I started getting the shakes and everything, but he finally turned. I took a quarter and 2 shots. He turned, made a good shot through here, good exit. He took off, he jumped good. He probably went about, I don't know, if I'd guess 55 yards maybe before he expired. You know, we had snow this morning, rain, drizzle from snow to rain, and got down. You know, I gave him about an hour, got down, and hardly any blood. I could find hardly any blood, just a speck here or there. Found the bolt, and it looked really good, so I was happy when I saw that. And I'm sitting here looking at the right now, looking at the weeds, which way did he drop down the hill, you know, and trying to focus on blood spots. And all of a sudden I just lift my head up and I see him right down 30 yards down the hill. So it was good. Lord's blessed me today, so thank the good Lord for helping me get a good shot and get a deer on this trip, and being able to hunt with my buddies and have a good time with them. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.